Welcome to Pen of Dharma. In the last video of this series, we discussed a common myth that leftists are secular. Today we are going to discuss another myth, that is left is protector of democracy and free speech. A new trend has been fueled by left in which they are branding and promoting many so-called intellectual elites as their poster boys and girls. We are not against intellectualism. However, there is difference between being called intellectual and being actually an intellectual. Those who are very enthusiastic to be branded as intellectual elite by the left are taking shelter of blind emotions and flawed judgments rather than actual facts and intellect in many national sensitive issues. In this race of being recognized as intellectual elite, the left has found many talented pawns such as Kanhaiya Kumar, Anurag Kashyap, Saurabh Bhaskar, Kunal Kamra and many more who are being promoted in the front line as representatives of the left. Now someone can say, what is wrong in raising voice against political issues? After all, this is the meaning of living in a democratic country. Yes, raising voice has always been a symbol of healthy democracy and it should be encouraged and promoted. But we should not forget that there is difference between reasonable voice and unreasonable voice, and everyone should know how to distinguish between them in order to not get manipulated. These pawns of the left are vigorously using social media and social platforms like Shaheen Bagh, literature festivals, open mic forums to communicate what they think is right. There is nothing wrong in promoting what you think is right, but what you think is right may not always be based on proper facts and logic. When twisted facts and logic are presented as intellectual talks, then platforms like mainstream media and social media just become a playground for spreading nonsense in the name of intellectual freedom. One example is a recent video of Saurabh Bhaskar's talk at Mumbai Collective, which was further made famous by Brute India. They uploaded a 4-minute clip of that talk in which Saurabh Bhaskar can be seen very upset and animated about how the legal and democratic framework of India is being compromised. Let us analyze the arguments she presented to support this viewpoint.
हम एक ऐसे देश में हैं जहां हमारे देश के सुप्रीम कोर्ट एक ही जजमेंट में ये भी कहता है कि बाबरी मस्जिद का टूटना अनलॉफुल था, और फिर उसी जजमेंट में उन्हीं लोगों को रिवॉर्ड भी करता है जिन्होंने मस्जिद तोड़ी थी.
So according to Saurabh Bhaskar, the Supreme Court of the country has awarded the people who demolished the masjid by giving them the land for building Ram Mandir. Let us try to comprehend what she is claiming. The Supreme Court of India, in all its wisdom and after deep introspection, awarded Ram Mandir to the Hindus because they deserved it and won the case in court. The holiest of the holy land of Hindus, the birthplace of Lord Ram, was defiled by an act of hatred and intolerance by the barbaric Mughal invader Babur in 1528. The case for the temple was first filed in 1885. It took 134 years, but today, after verifying all historical and archaeological evidence, the Supreme Court has awarded justice to the oppressed. Bhaskar very foolishly says those who destroyed the Babri Masjid were awarded by the court. Not true. What Bhaskar is completely unaware of in her ignorance is the fact that there was a CBI charge sheet filed against those who inspired the demolition of the masjid. They were not the original prosecutor in the case. They were arguably sympathizers. It is true they did not act with the best conduct, but the case is separate one altogether. Bhaskar needs to stop manipulating sentiments to build her twisted fake secular image. Those who are very insecure in their own secularism are the ones who are always unnecessarily appeasing. It begs the question, who are the real unbhakts?
वो अनआर्म्ड मुसलमानों पे वार करते हैं, उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं और गालियां देते हैं, घरों में घुसते हैं सिर्फ क्योंकि वो आई डोंट नो नॉनवेज खाते हैं. I don't know what the reason is.
Police destroying properties of Muslims and killing them for eating non-veg. Claiming that police is beating someone because he eats non-veg and getting cheered for it is the greatest proof of how left promotes pseudo-intellectualism in society. What if some young people of the Muslim community hears this? They will think that they are being killed by Hindus for consuming non-veg. Fueling the already existing victimhood mentality among the Muslims has always been a sure-shot method of the leftist pawns to protect the democracy. Now coming to the shooting incident of Jamia, as murder is another example of how facts and logic takes backseat when these pawns are exercising their freedom of speech.
Go around with guns and shoot. What do we do with this concept of civilization that doesn't consider murder wrong?
Another point is, without any investigation, he was being branded as member of the right wing. Later on, many of his pictures came in light where he was seen active in AAP. The constitution, the democracy and freedom of speech is only in danger when they are not in power. So we are to believe that all of a sudden post 2014 the system has become useless and vicious as the left claims. The left has ruined nations and entire population since its inception. Now claims that nation and its people are doomed with a single day when they have lost power. Ironically, the Citizenship Amendment Act that they are strongly opposing best exposes their fake secular mask. The CAA proposed by Nehru and Gandhi all the way to Manmohan Singh and the Congress party since independence is now a divisive piece of legislation. Why? Because what Congress could not do due to political weakness, the BJP did. But we hate Modi, don't we? So let's do everything to demonize him, no matter the communal rift and riots it plunges the nation into. The left was always led by the worst mass murdering dictators, and even today when they seek to build a fake peaceful image for themselves.